Hey friends, welcome. 5:30 p.m. here in New York City. Tuesday, March 28th. Says it's 50 degrees, but it sure feels cooler. A little chilly. And we are walking at this very second in front of the Met, my favorite museum. Arjan, Nabul, Daryl. So we've got Chicago, the beautiful south of France. Arjan, I'm not sure I know where you're from. Ramona, welcome. Good to see you all. Let's see what's at the Met right now. I know there's a big photography exhibit. I love photography, as one might imagine. Still have Lives of the Gods, Divinity, and Maya art. Beyond the Light, Identity and Place in 19th Century Danish Art. Arjan's coming to us all the way from right here in New York City. Connie, Joanne, welcome everybody. Like I said, beautiful afternoon. Pretty cloudy, but it's not supposed to rain. In fact, I think it's at around 6, so we might see a little gap in the clouds. Guess we'll find out. Nathan Stylish, Diana. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. Mambo Jazz playing. Mambo Jazz. It's a beautiful day. Rush hour in New York City. So in addition to our tourist buddies, especially here at the Met, kind of see lots of people walking home from the office or whatever it is they may be doing. AC, welcome. Happy to see everybody. Do you guys know what kind of car that is? That looks like a Maybach, doesn't it? Vicka back home, Simon Davey. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see everybody. Happy Tuesday. Late afternoon here in New York City, rush hour. So we should see lots of folks walking around. We're on 5th Avenue right now, just walking away from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So last time we streamed, what did we do? We were in Central Park so we could catch some of the early spring color. Ooh, and look off to my right. Let's go take a look at that. There's all these like individual blossoms are coming in. Brenda, British Gray. Arjan's from New York City. Oh, it's just beautiful. All the signs of spring. I did a walk yesterday on Park Avenue. And Park Avenue, it's kind of funny. So, runs along two sides, and there's what are called malls in between. Long ago, if you look up old pictures of Park Avenue, they used to have seating and stuff. We don't allow much seating in New York City anymore. So they got rid of a lot of that stuff. But there's one part that still has it at 97th Street. There's a little park. There's a little bit of that on Broadway, but a lot of the seating and mall parks are gone. But the reason I mentioned Park Avenue is they still have the mall, and they put lots of flowers and other stuff in. So I saw the beginnings of some of the blossoms. So that'll be fun to see. So I'll post that Park Avenue video maybe tomorrow. I guess we'll find out. That's cool. That's cool. So here's the thing, if you can't safely cross the road, you have blocked the box. So anyways, last walk we did Central Park. So we're gonna stick to Fifth Avenue for a little bit. We may go elsewhere as well. Like I think I have a little detour in mind on Madison that we may go visit. Check out the flowers. Bear in the garden. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Oh, I meant to say, my wife will laugh. She's probably busy with the kiddo. I think he woke up just as I was walking out the door. Albertine. Books in French and English. So it's a bookstore operated, I guess, in relation to the French embassy. And I've said, best ceilings in New York City. And then I said there are some other good ones, but I really think the Via Albertine has some of the best. But I'm willing to admit when I've made a mistake, and one of those mistakes is the ceilings at Grand Central. Whoops. Ambrose is in the house. Welcome. Yeah, there's definitely lots of spring color. So there's so much more to come. Like the whole park is going to turn green and orange and yellow and red and all that. All that's still to come, but there's like individual trees popping up. It's really nice. After such a weird winter where we didn't even really get much snow, I really hope at least we get some good color this spring. But it's patchy. It's patchy. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Stylish bunny enjoying the pups. Yeah. Around rush hour, folks get home. Got to take the dog for a walk. Took some pictures of my kiddo today because he all of a sudden fills up the entire bassinet. I remember when he looked so much smaller in it, so I was taking a picture of that. I thought it was funny. And then all of a sudden he moved his legs in such a way that if you're familiar with the video game Mortal Kombat, did like a full Mortal Kombat pose, like one leg fully extended horizontally, the other leg kind of tucked underneath. It's hysterical. Simon Davies visiting in September. On this, we've found some interesting bookstores on these walks. The most recent one that I wasn't familiar with before was in Midtown. Of course, I've now forgotten some of the details of it, but it was like in the West 30s. And it was like a theater-focused bookstore. It sounded awesome, especially if you're into Broadway and stuff. I'll have to look that one up again. Shakespeare and Company, Barnes & Noble. And in fact, Barnes & Noble is expanding in New York City again, which is good news. There's a really fun mystery bookstore down in Tribeca. Oh yeah, he's growing fast. He's growing fast. Yeah, there really are a ton of puddles today. It kind of rained off and on, which of course made me think maybe we should go west, catch the sunset again. But at least so far, I'm not seeing any signs of dramatic color. But if that changes, we may reorient our destination today. TBD. TBD. I'm a sucker for a good sunset. Running the red light. That's good. Running the red light and then honking at a car who legally turned in front of him. These traffic updates brought to you by Bagels and Marks. There goes the Nathan's cart. If anybody wants a hot dog, we can try to flag them down. Ooh, gosh, we gotta go into the park. I'm sorry. I was gonna just stick to Fifth, but I see too many flowers. Too many flowers. Caught my eye. Oh, there goes my Madison Avenue idea. Oh well. Simon, I will defer to my beautiful wife Lisa on that question, as she is the more avid reader. And my wife reminded me, yeah, that was on my mind, Lisa, so stay tuned. We may head in that direction. But first, Nabil says, listen to Lisa, please. This is true. This is good advice, Nabil. This is very good advice. Gosh, check out this. So beautiful. Chris MG is in the house. I'm sure many of you, we have many familiar faces, so many of you already know, but Nabil, an amazing YouTuber from the south of France, which is on the list of beautiful places on earth, well up there. And Chris MG, also an amazing YouTuber from Granada. So I do hope you'll check them out. Gosh, I think this was worth the detour. So by the way, that's the Henry Clay Frick House, normally home to the Frick Collection, though still, as far as I know, going under some extensive renovation work. So their collection is on Madison Avenue because New York hysterically has spare museums lying around. So they put it in what used to be the Met Brewer and the Whitney. Look at all these trees. So a lot of I checked the cherry maps again and was not too impressed. And the west side of the reservoir, which the cherry map for Central Park still says is in like peak bloom, is like dead. We saw that the other day. But this random spot, beautiful. Beautiful. But you can see, like, there's still lots still needs to come in. Nabul says, I always listen to my wife, and even if I don't listen, I pretend to listen. That's just good advice, Nabul. You can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. And the New York City Walking Show. Not only in the house, but with a $4.99 super chat. Hey, Sifat, thank you, thank you, thank you 5 times over from our good friend Sifat, who we've gotten to see a couple times, including most recently at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And everybody sends Sifat good wishes that he has healed his leg. But thanks for being here, buddy. Okay, since I came into the park, and on top of that, since I've noticed that there's some beautiful blossoms, maybe what we'll do is we'll kill 10 minutes in the park, 10 or 15 minutes, going from blossom to blossom, and we will see Balto, and we will go to the Central Park Zoo at 6 p.m. so that we can see the Delacorte clock. How does that sound?
Live at my grandma's or my uncle's.
Sifat says, thank you so much. Always nice meeting you. You're such an amazing friend. Hey, we have to support one another. Sifat, of course, also has a truly incredible channel. We are blessed with YouTubers today. And Simon Davey. A little something for the Post-Walk Wine Fund. Simon Davey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Simon is correct. We have graduated from the diaper fund. We have moved onwards and upwards to the Post-Walk Wine Fund. Grateful. Oh, it's beautiful in here. We don't have a yard, but we do have Central Park. And my gosh. So again, it's only going to get better. Like, this is just the very beginning of the color here in the park. Just getting started. Ambrose as well, I should say, I've noticed has been doing videos as well. We wish you luck, my friend. So I'm facing east right this second. That's 5th Avenue we were walking by. The zoo is right down here, so we'll get there at 6 p.m. It's 5:48 by my watch. So we have a little bit. So we'll look at some of the flowers and some of the trees over here. We'll go see Balto, a sled dog. Mika asks, was that a gazebo up to the left? Yes, yes, you can go up there, hang out. It has a name that's just, I was trying to remember the name. Oh, just drawing a total blank right this second. It's called like the, sometimes you just see a blank. And Simon Davey filming in Reading and Windsor. And Simon, you've probably been on when we talked about this, but Little Amal is heading to London. Beautiful. Here's Balto. It's called, isn't it called something like something Summer House? If anybody has the Google Maps up. So Balto was just one of the sled dogs. There's another named Togo. I mean, there were a whole bunch of others, but these are the two most famous. And there's a statue of Togo as well down in Chinatown at Seward Park, right by the library. Ooh, that's a fun view with the sun. Looks very majestic right now. All right, let's walk up this way because I see a bunch more color. Try not to get too far from the zoo because I want us to see the Delacorte clock chime 6 p.m. Marv is here. Marie says in DC the cherry blossoms have bloomed. It's awesome. I know it's really magnificent there. I thought really hard about doing that, going to DC for a video just for that last year, but I forget exactly what the situation was. It would have required taking the train to be like really quick in and out. And if you're familiar with United States Amtrak train prices, it just was stupid. Stylish Bunny has it. Summer House at the Den. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that last word right, but that is exactly it. That is it. Central Park South and the Towers of Billionaires Row. This is a pretty good view. I don't think I've taken a shot over here before. It's actually pretty nice. You get nice little framing with Central Park. Cool Aunt says DC Cherry Blossom Festival super crowded. Yeah, but it would have been fun. It would have been fun. I've been to DC a number of times. There's obviously lots to do, but one thing I'm guessing not a lot of people have done, by virtue of it basically being empty every time I've gone, is the National Arboretum. Meaning trees. It's pretty fun there. Gosh, lots of beautiful trees, huh? Beautiful. So this is called the Native Meadow. There's another Native Meadow at like 100th Street inside the park. Something like 100th Street. We took a little video there last year. It was filled with like sunflowers and stuff. That was awesome. Ambrose, I don't know that this area is on the cherry blossom map, but this is the place to be right now in Central Park. We did not have such a good experience finding blossoms the other day. They're all over here. Cherry Hill empty, Reservoir dried out. So if you go just west of the zoo, west and north, beautiful. This is the place to be. Let's get one more view over here. There's 432 Park Avenue. The Sherry Netherland, which we talked about, caught on fire recently. And I don't know if you guys saw the news, there was a big, oh wow, robin. I probably wasn't quick enough for that, but that was a beautiful red robin. There was a lot of hubbub at Grand Central today if anybody's commute got screwed up. Hopefully that turned out to be a false alarm. Yeah, Stylish, you gotta go right away. You gotta go right away. the ones on the west side of the reservoir, there were only a few trees, and like in a matter of days they were there and then they were gone. So you got to be super quick. All right, let's start heading over to the zoo. Last time we tried to see the clock, we were late because in the past it would usually run like a minute and a half late, and last time it seemed to run almost on time. Where he says billionaires live there. In the super talls, yeah, a lot of the apartments are not just millions of dollars, but a lot of the higher up apartments are in the tens of millions of dollars. Whether they actually live there or whether they're basically just investment properties, who knows? That's a good question. DiGionio. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing, but welcome. Let's head into the zoo. Yeah, super expensive. This is the children's zoo to my immediate left. And then we'll be entering the zoo proper just after this bridge. Which will take us to the Delacorte clock, which plays beautiful tunes and has dancing animals. So we have a few minutes, so we'll go see the sea lions while we wait. But this way we will be right here. And I already see a couple of people perhaps waiting for the clock. Maybe grabbing a seat while they wait. And the Arsenal on our left, one of two buildings to predate Central Park, still on the grounds. Home to the New York City Parks Department, has an art gallery and public restrooms. There's the Sea Line pool. Hey, Shiva's here. And Marzan. Everybody, so we've been welcoming tons of YouTubers today. Marzan Worldwide just accomplished something really incredible, which is he did the Great Bridges Walk. So many of you who've been on this channel for a while have probably heard at least of the Great Saunter, which is a walk around the perimeter of Manhattan Island in one go. We've done that not in one go. We've done it over the course of 2 days. It's on my to-do list to officially do a saunter. We'll get there. The Great Bridges Walk is also really interesting. It's walking across every bridge into and out of Manhattan, again, as one connected walk. So it's 32 miles. And he posted a super interesting video of it. Oop, there's a sea line on top. Let me zoom in. Okay, let's see. He's right there. You can sort of see him moving. Harold Stanley, Murray Carmen. Good to see everybody. Thanks for being with us. Oh, let's go back to the clock. beautiful. Yeah, I meant to say when we were walking right over here that we need to play Name That Tune. Ooh, that is a chunky squirrel. That is a... That's so funny, it looks like a cat. Shine little glowworm. I couldn't tell if you guys were joking or not. Is it actually called that? I'm just beginning to enter the children's tunes, you know, part of my life. Or re-entering it since being a child. And I cannot say I've ever heard of that. Isn't that fun though? So for a while there, the animals weren't rotating. So I'm really glad they fixed that up. It's been working last few months, so hopefully whatever the problem was, they've knocked it out. Coolant confirms it really is called that. All right, I believe you. Usually I've like heard of stuff. There are certain areas of culture my brain draws a total blank. I will have to do my some cram sessions. All the kids' tunes. Oh, and Osfly girl Rafi. See, I know him. I know the name. That I do recall. All right, so we're gonna pop out. Hard as it is to do because today there's much more color in the park than we were here just a few days ago. Sunday. There's even more color today than Sunday. But we're gonna head out of the park. We got some things to see, including stop number 1 that my beautiful wife Lisa mentioned, which is we're gonna pop over to the Pulitzer fountain right next to the Plaza Hotel. And I kind of want to get a little bit closer to see what's going on still, if anything's still going on. James is in. Brooklyn in the house. Jonathan asking, are the turtles out? We didn't see them the other day, but they might be. It's very chilly now, and I know they seem to like it when it's warm and there's a strong sun. They like to sunbathe. It's the funniest thing. So I haven't actually seen them in a while myself. But over the next couple of weeks, as things warm up, I bet we'll start to see them again.
He's a CEO. He's a CEO.
And if you guys, if you were on our Central Park stream, we got to see Flacco, which I wasn't really expecting, but it was really cool. We got to see he was hooting and preening and all this stuff. And afterwards, I posted to the community page a link to Twitter where someone who had an actual camera took a video of a similar up close. Oh, there's still a tiny little bit left, Lisa. Okay, so Lisa was on the bus today, going down 5th Avenue. Village in Pulitzer Fountain. I said, that's weird. It's not Christmas anymore. And it turned out, ooh, it smells so good. Whatever that cart is, smells delicious. That Melissa McCarthy was filming at Pulitzer Fountain. So I was just obviously need to pause in Grand Army Plaza. But let's hop across the street. There's a couple of It looks like they've broken down most of the set already. In fact, you can see the truck where they're packing things into. Which means we have most definitely missed Melissa McCarthy. But there's a couple pieces left, so we'll go see a little bit of the film set. And when I read about it, maybe Lisa has the exact thing pulled up. But it was just called like Untitled New York City Christmas Movie or something. This is Grand Army Plaza. Obviously there's a more famous one in Brooklyn near Prospect Park. I think anything going on? Gonna wave ourselves across since they are quickly removing this film set. Just Norell checking in. Good morning. Good to see you. Coolant says they never put up the title. They don't want to give anything away. Yeah, this is one of the tricks. So I'm trying to see if I can find one of the signs, but you'll find film permit signs on like lampposts around New York City. And that is correct. They almost never put the actual name. There's some productions like Law and Order where they do. But a lot of the time they use code names. So for example, and of course, what is the name of that show? And Just Like That? That's the Sex and the City one, right? I think their code name is NCP. I have no idea what NCP means. It may not mean anything. But I happen to know that that's And Just Like That. For my amazing, fantastic wife of 50 years, Carol, who I love more every day. She has it all now. A Cary Grant movie lifestyle, New York, her wish since age 3, the Plaza, and her own front yard. With my eternal love, Barry K. I've never read that plaque before. I didn't know any of these benches had plaques. ABX, good to see you. Coolant was on a tour through Chinatown. We walked into a shoot for a George Clooney movie. Yep. Al, live walking NYC. He had some footage of that. If you want to check that out, maybe you're in it. Plaza Hotel. So last time we were here, we went to Central. We were mostly in Central Park, and then we popped out abruptly because I wanted to take you guys to Louis Vuitton. Check out the art over there. So let's check out a little bit of Fifth Avenue, at least, and we'll go a little more slowly this time. How does that sound? Let's see, when is this light gonna change? Let's go to Dior first, because it looks like they put up some new spring stuff in the windows. And of course, this is the Apple store. Good spot to rest. You can shop in there. They have restrooms. You can sit down for a little bit. It's very nice in there. All right, light is changing. Nobody coming. Let's go check out the window at Dior. People are looking into the skylights. So those things are benches, but they're also skylights. But what I've found is you can't really see down into that they're struggling to see in, and it's not really until night that you can see into them. This is Dior. Window installation in collaboration with Jesse Woolston. If anybody knows who Jesse Woolston is, let me know. And Simon wants to create a New York City themed reading list. That is a great question. I'm just checking, yeah. It's too much glare to see down into the store, but at night you can look down those and see some of the people shopping. It's kind of funny. Ooh, ran out of time. We'll take this light, then we'll go around. Let's get a close-up on Louis Vuitton. Somebody on Instagram asked me if it was a painting or how the Louis Vuitton stuff was done. Let's go find out. Here's the men's store at Bergdorf. Anybody's looking for a $4,000 suit? Maybe more. Rolls Royce. I've seen this Rolls Royce at Bergdorf and the men's side of Bergdorf so many times, so I would love at one point to figure out what the story is. So here's Louis Vuitton. Close up. Let me go wide for a second. Let's hop across the street. Well, we have a little bit of light left. So it looked pretty straightforward, like vinyl. When they had the Christmas tree up, at the time, for some reason, they were doing some Lego related stuff. So if you got up close to the Christmas tree when that was up, when that was their building decoration, it actually looked like individual Lego pieces. It wasn't made of Lego, it just like the image of it, but this one wasn't doing anything like that. Van Cleef. Everybody's getting their spring and Easter decorations out. So let's check out Bergdorf today, and we won't run by. Last time we were here, we were running out of battery. Some folks trying to take a picture, but good luck doing that on Fifth Avenue.
All my DC group chats are just like that. Really?
Suke is here, all the way from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Was driving southeast of Santa Fe the other day. It was very cold but sunny. There were 3 different film or TV productions filming. Wow. Must be really popular there then. The quote at the top says, "I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed. I can't fault someone for trying." That's fun. And then this caught our eye the other day. Fascinating. You guys will have to perhaps explain to me how that ties into spring. Oh gosh. Frankenstein's monster. Fascinating. Fascinating. Ooh, Sunday at the Paris. They're playing Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's awesome. That movie theater is now operated by Netflix. So if you ever want to see a Netflix movie on screen, that's one of the places you could do it. And they do some of the premieres here. So recently, Idris Elba was here for the premiere of the Luther movie. All right.
I've seen one where it said the building is sinking.
Oh, okay.
Do you have
Girl in the Curl, welcome. All right, let's head down 5th a little bit. And I will ask my beautiful wife Lisa to let me know if she notices any crazy sunset color. I'm not really seeing it. So I don't think it's super worthwhile to head far west, but if she tells me otherwise, I will listen. Definitely want to cross the street here so we can get a full view of Louis Vuitton. Still a little, we still have light, so it'll look very different. It should look sharper and pop a little more than the other night after sunset. And I'm gonna have to check, read all the chats when I get home so I can see all the book recommendations. The question was, favorite New York City books to inspire a trip to New York City, which is a great prompt. Let's pause over here so we can check out Louis Vuitton. Full view this time. Neville, welcome. Beautiful. I love that they do this now. So the big thing that they did was for their Christmas tree. But I love that they're doing it for different seasons. That's awesome. And Marzan, yes. So I may not have done the saunter yet, or the Great Bridge Walk, but I have walked every street in Manhattan, which a handful of people have done before. I think when I was researching it, I think around 10, but there's probably people who've done it who I couldn't find any documentation for. But I think I'm the only person to have done it and filmed the whole thing. So Harry Winston moved. They're near the St. Regis now. Super, super expensive jewelry. Ultra high end. Marzan signed up for the saunter. I wanted to sign up, but it's all full. So I'm just going to have to do it on my own one day. But I'll try to sign up at another time. And Daryl says, Sean, you and walking commuter Gabe can do the Bridges tour at the same time. I let him know I'm interested in that. I would love to make that happen. So never say never. There's our beautiful Peninsula Hotel, which has some of the best ceilings in New York City. We're going to see them in just a moment. So we make our way down 5th. So what I've learned with the Peninsula Hotel is when there's still light out, it's very hard to see the ceiling. So let me try to get to a spot where I think we might be able to see them.
Oh, man of disease. How old is damn Taraji P. Henson?
Super glare. But there's a window back here. Let's see if this works. Too much glare. Too much glare. We'll try again another time. We will try again another time. This is the busiest I've seen 5th Avenue in a while. And given that it is so busy, just a heads up that, you know, if we have some buffering, we'll keep moving and we'll get through it. St. Thomas Church. Always beautiful. Uniqlo up ahead. I saw Action Kid was at the Uniqlo downtown on Broadway, where they had this incredible spring flower wall that you could take pictures in front of. Which Marzan, if you're looking for another walk, just do all of Broadway, but start at Marble Hill, or end at Marble Hill, either way. But it's about 14 miles, so for you it'll be a breeze. But that's my favorite New York City walk. The full length of Broadway, at least for Manhattan. Because you see the whole city, tons of neighborhoods, all the history. That's an amazing walk. RJ's in the house. Good to see you. Welcome. Here in Midtown. All right. I think I actually want to go off the beaten path a little bit, which isn't saying much in Midtown, but let's go back to 53rd and make a left. We've done a lot of this area, so let's go somewhere else. Coolant's new favorite thing is the High Line. We love the High Line. Love, love, love. And it's one of those funny things where us cranky New Yorkers were very, 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 very skeptical of it. A lot of people didn't want it to happen at all. But it's incredible, and it's like on the list of, you know, go to Fifth Avenue, go to the Brooklyn Bridge, go to Central Park. It's like up there with you have to go to the High Line. I wanted to go see MoMA. Let's go see what's happening at MoMA. RJ on the mend, but still swollen. Oh, I'm sorry, pal. One thing with the High Line, two things. It's near the Hudson and it gets very windy. So in the winter, when it's like mega windy, it gets super cold. And then conversely, in the summer, it's like a heat sink. It's made out of concrete. And in the summer, the thing is so hot. So in the summer, my advice is go either as early as possible or as late as possible. I would go as late as possible because there's lots of good places, especially down in the West Village, to eat. So I would go to dinner, have a great dinner somewhere, and then go to the High Line afterwards to walk it off. And the good thing is, in the summertime, the hours are extended till at least 10 p.m. Ooh, and Suke has tons of New York City book advice. I'll collect these and maybe I'll put them on, maybe some of the best ones I'll put on the community page later on. Here's MoMA. Museum of Modern Art. And across the street, MoMA Design Store, where you can buy the $400 lamp you never knew you needed. This is kind of cool, Liechtenstein. Yes, Ramona, you can do Sunset also at Little Island, and then Pier 57, that's the new rooftop park, which is really incredible. Sally's here. Good to see you. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Sometimes the chat goes flying by. Sally says, Saturday was my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Sally. All right, onwards, friends. Let's check out a little bit of 6th Avenue. We haven't been there in a little bit. Ooh, and a beautiful public plaza over here. These are great for lunch or just to take a break. Ambrose saw some Andy Warhols at his local grocery store. AC says our Swatch watch is still a thing. I had one. Tyree can't wait for the Great Saunter Walk. Yeah, I wish I had the foresight to sign up before they closed the thing. So we'll do our own. I'm coordinating with Lisa one day to get enough time to do it. We will do our own saunter one of these days. I've done it over the course of 2 days. Did the east side on one day, did the west side on the other. Because as I was saying, I was filming all of my walks. And I had a camera at the time that overheated constantly. And I stupidly was finishing this project during summer. So it was especially prone to overheating. And it's hysterical. Towards the end, I carried on my walks a lunchbox with these ice things inside, these like ice packs, where I would put the camera to cool it off. Hysterical. Probably looked so, and Lisa probably still questions much of my judgment. She's probably right to. Oh, but the things we do for YouTube. Head over to Radio City, see what's going on. Wait for the light to change. Okay, nobody coming. Any which way. Says, if I get you a ticket, will you I'm a little afraid of doing it in the summer. I would so much prefer to do it like today. But yeah, I would certainly try. So Ambrose, the full story is I was trying to do it in 100 days. And so at the very end, I was doing basically the equivalent of a great saunter every day. I mean, and it was horrible. My feet were a total nightmare. But physically, I was capable of doing it. The camera was not capable of doing it. Thus the ice. Simon says, what inspired us to start the channel? I really appreciate your content. Ooh, that's a good question. Well, we started kind of during the pandemic. I think like many other people. I mean, there's certainly people who've been doing this for a lot longer. But I think a bunch of folks started walking during the pandemic, and I just started filming them.
Yeah, so there's my defining characteristic.
thinking that some people might find them interesting. And then we've been increasingly doing live streams, which is fun. We get to hang out with you guys. Radio City Music Hall, home of the Rockettes. So here's the trick with taking pictures in New York City. Most people are not going to stop for you. So you just have to take a bunch of pictures. And here's the fun thing. If you're using your phone, just take 50 pictures and then afterwards you can pick the best one. That is my tourist tip of the day. But waiting to take the perfect picture in New York City seems like a pretty tall order. This is where Jimmy Fallon films The Tonight Show. Ah, Shiva, we love Dutch. He is such a New York City character. And he really knows his stuff. Here's the Big Apple. This is where during the holidays. So there's a Magnolia Bakery, which is super famous. They have amazing banana pudding, but right over here also is a Van Leeuwen, which is a terrific ice cream shop. Oh, should we go see the artwork? Yeah, Suke, I saw her like putting her phone away, and it's like that's just take a bunch of pictures. So if you ever walk around Rockefeller Center and Radio City Music Hall, a lot of the buildings are covered in some of the most incredible Art Deco artwork. Philo, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, since we're in the area, and in fact the light is about to change, so since we're in the area, we're going to do a pass through Times Square. There's a very strong chance of buffering, so just tell people to bear with us. If you can help me out in the chat, if that happens. But let's go see what's going on over there. Mars Tech, indeed, we are on the Upper East Side, which is why vast majority of my walks start over there. But we like long walks, so despite living on the Upper East Side, we will often end up somewhere different. For the most part, we are limited by the battery life on the phone because we usually have a mic plugged in. Though this is where my wife would say, you also have to get home and take care of the kiddo. So we're going to walk over to Broadway and 7th Avenue, go see what's going on in Times Square. Stylish is also on the Upper East Side. Yeah, there's a bunch of folks who watch on the Upper East Side. I have learned. There's another Plaza. That one's closed at the moment. That one's fun. It has it's, for whatever reason, I guess my timing is always so late, but that's a little water wall that you can walk through. But for whatever reason, every time I'm over here, recently at least, it's been closed. Otherwise, we'd walk through it. Look at these flowers. These are nice. Junior's up ahead. Love Junior's. Obviously famous for their cheesecake, but all the food there is really good. Kendall's visiting for the first time in about a month. Hey, it's awesome. What are you planning to do?
Broadway goes directly through Times Square. I think it's right.
Super busy. The city is so much busier today than we've seen recently. Ambrose says Junior's has pumpkin cheesecake on sale after Thanksgiving. Ooh, I wonder if they do anything for Easter. If you go to the grocery stores here, some of them sell little mini Junior's cheesecakes, and I think they call them Lil Buddy, which I love. Stylish says, probably due to the nice weather. That would make sense. Red light, but oh boy. Ambulance running the red light. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, this always cracks me up. They have these little mini ambulances in Midtown in case of in like really busy areas. Always cracks me up. Was anybody, I asked before, but I didn't see in the chat, was anybody at Grand Central earlier when all the drama was happening? AC would love to see us take another walk up by Columbia City College. Oh yeah, City College, if you've never been, is, I think, the most beautiful college campus in New York City, but probably as beautiful as almost anywhere in the world. It's really, really fantastic. We'll definitely do more from up there. It's also near the Grange, which is Alexander Hamilton's estate, which is a national park location you can tour. Osweiger says, what happened? Last time I saw, somebody left some bottles, so it was probably a false alarm. I hope it was a false alarm. But they had to, all the, what do you call them? Hazmat people had to come out. It was a whole big thing. And I'm sure it destroyed a bunch of people's commutes. The red steps. And then this is the fancy new 3D screen. It's not really 3D, but it goes on a curve. And some of the advertisers take advantage of that, and you get some interesting 3D effects. We'll see if there's a good one today. For some reason, not all of the advertising is 3D, which to me seems stupid. Wow, lame. Lame. I think if you're going to have a screen like that, you should require the advertising to take advantage of it. Busy, busy, busy Times Square. So I'll point out a couple of things. So these things where all these people are gathered are entertainers, and they'll draw you in. And usually what they'll do is they'll build up the crowd for half an hour, and then they'll jump over them. And in the meantime, you'll give them lots of your cash. If somebody comes up to you and tries to offer you a bracelet or a CD, they're going to expect money, whether or not you solicited that. So be on the lookout. And if you take pictures with the characters, they also expect tips. But who doesn't expect tips is the New York Police Department. You can go and take a picture with the horses. Yeah, stylish good. That's what I figured. They, you know, they take all that stuff very seriously, as they should. Wow, there's another group. So here's a fun thing. So we're at the corner of 46th Street and 7th Avenue. And if you're over here, you'll see this triangular series of grates. I'm gonna stop so you guys can listen. But there's an art project here called the Times Square Hum. It's been here for decades. And underneath these grates, it is a machine that generates this hum sound. It's kind of this eerie hum. Anyways, I love it there. It's like a little secret. Most people walk by, don't think twice about it. But if you find this triangle of grates, you can listen to the Times Square hum. And then there's the New Year's ball.
All right, go ahead. It's over.
Amazing. Gosh, there are so many people here today. All right, so there's the line of people that at some point they'll jump over them.
Stop the show. Stop the show. $20. You got $20 for me.
So I guess if you want a shout out from those guys, just give them $20. Oh, did you guys read about this? This is the new. I'm so happy I got to see that. That's the new We Love New York City logo that everybody hates. So everybody loves the I Love New York logo, which is over here on our left, on the gift shop. But we got to see, oh, that's hysterical. So we got to see the We Love New York City logo that everybody hates because it's ugly. Oh, I love it. So glad we got to see that. This guy.
It's like coming back from the airport, isn't it?
Good job. Ambrose says it's a new marketing campaign for New York City. And what I'm trying to figure out is, was it kind of intentionally ugly so that people would talk about it, or did they actually think it looked good? So was it sincere or calculated? I have questions. Ooh, there's another group. If you want to give your money away, today's the day. Today is the day to do it. Kendall tried to find us on the live cam. Too many people. Yeah, there's a ton of people. There's a ton of people. Okay, so I know I said we'd go to 42nd Street, but I lied. We're gonna go west. The sky does look pretty, so let's go west a little bit. We'll see some of the theaters. We'll see Restaurant Row. Jeff says, ban all cars from Times Square. I agree. Ooh, watch out. Shiva asks, have we met Action Kid previously in person? We have. We met him only once, I think, at the Halloween parade, the Village Halloween parade, when said hello. I've had the good fortune of meeting quite a few of my fellow New York City walking YouTube folks. Carmine's on our left. Simon. Styler says, let your money fly. Absolutely. I mean, if you feel entertained, I'm happy for you. Ooh, we gotta run by before this truck goes. Go, 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 go. So there's lots of restaurants around here, and Times Square has a very bad reputation for food quality, which is probably well deserved. I would say the worst meal I ever had, and I haven't had a lot of bad meals. Like, I'm not one of those people who thinks, like, if it's edible, you know, it's probably fine. By the way, there's a Maybach. We've seen 2 Maybachs and a Rolls Royce today. People are really flaunting their wealth today. The Guy Fieri restaurant. We did a company event. It was like just a little party, a few of us. It's probably a stretch to call it an event. We went to the Guy Fieri restaurant. I don't think it's open anymore. That was the worst meal I've ever had in my life, and that was in this area. That was so terrible. I don't even remember why. Everything was bad. Like, everything came out at different times. Stuff was not the right temperature. It was just bad. But what made me think of that is a restaurant that's not bad. Carmine's, first of all, is not bad. Sardi's is not bad. And Sardi's is fun. It has a ton of history. The food's pretty good, actually. The waiters are dressed up, you know, like they would have been in the 50s or the 60s. So it's kind of fun. And they have all the artist caricatures on the wall. It's really fun to see. Team dinner, Lisa says. Hayes Theater. St. James. And leaving New York City, the Phantom of the Opera. On our left, another one I do like, John's Pizzeria. That's the same John's as John's on Bleecker Street. Not to be confused with Joe's. Joe's sells slices, John's does not. But yeah, the Guy Fieri restaurant, that was among the worst meals I've ever had in my life.
You did excellent. Are you kidding me? Years ago.
Lots of security at the Phantom of the Opera. Mighty Bull's in the room. Good to see you. Shake Shack over there on the left. That place is packed all the time. Always packed. People love Shake Shack, and it's, you know, reasonably priced. All right, let's walk up 8th a little bit. We'll go over to Restaurant Row. So cool thing in this area is they have expanded the sidewalk. This part that I'm walking in right now is actually sidewalk. You do have to watch a little bit because some of these bikes will go on this, but they're called overflow zones. They're starting to add more of these, especially in Midtown. Like, there you go. Watch out for that. This always cracks me up. Holdout buildings. Robert Flynn, good to see you. Very good to see you. Hope all is well. Did you guys see there's going to be a Back to the Future musical? Nostalgia sells. Oh, Oz Flygirl with an incredible tip right there. At a Broadway show, I'd leave the theater at intermission, go have a drink at Sardi's, use the restroom there, and then go back. Miss all the lines. That is smart thinking. Seriously smart. I'm just going to point a couple of things out over here. Liz, good to see you. This pizza shop is actually pretty good. And it's where, if you needed like the cheapest meal in Times Square, that's what I would have said. But just next door, all on Tico, this place is so good. So it's not cheap. It's not super cheap. But this is a famous shop. It's a sandwich shop from Florence, Italy. And my gosh, it is so good. It is so good. They did a pop-up. So we're gonna walk by some more restaurants. If anybody remembers the restaurant Otto that used to be near Washington Square Park, they did a pop-up with these a few years ago. I had jury duty, and on my way back to work, I didn't tell them I was done with jury duty because that pop-up was going on. Somehow, I don't know, I still don't exactly know how this worked out, but I ended up being like the third person in line behind a couple, which meant I got some of the freshest, I got like the freshest sandwich. And it's done on this incredible focaccia. And it came out steaming hot. Oh my God, I sat in Washington Square Park, had the best lunch I'd ever had in my life. That was so good. Highly recommend that spot. And I just saw where are they putting it? I forget if it was LA or Vegas. They're adding another somewhere. I just saw that, but I forget where. So this is Restaurant Row,
Nice apartment, but
where after the theater, a lot of folks would go to eat. There's restaurants all along this block on both sides. I'll point a few of them out. The first I'll point out is Barbetta. This is one of the oldest restaurants in New York City. I love the sign. I forget the science, but it's like this sign is like what they did before neon. It was the thing that came before neon. So they have a beautiful garden. And let's see if I can show you on the menu. But what's cool is because they're one of the oldest restaurants, so 116 years old, what they do is they describe in years when things were added to their menu, and in general, they were the first people, or they, they'll say that we're the first people to, do this thing. So for example, an espresso, cafe espresso, 1911. The founder of Barbetta was the first to import an espresso machine to America in 1911. And then they introduced decaf espresso in 1962. Oh, I love that place. I've only been once. My wife took me for my birthday. And we had a fantastic time. Marzan asked me, have we ever been to an Epcot food festival? I've never been. Nope. Never been. Ooh, tons of people. This looks like a field trip. All right, we're going to walk in the street for a moment. Are they going to Swing 46? Swing 46 is fun. They play live music, and they're pretty good, actually. Jazz and Supper Club. And then next to that is Becco, which is my wife and I. We love Becco. So the sandwich shop I was just talking about is related to this. So the woman who owns Becco is Lydia Bastianich, who, if you're familiar with American public television, she's on PBS from time to time. Her son is Joe Bastianich, and he helped to bring that sandwich shop to New York. So of course they're kind of nearby each other. And he was a part owner of Otto, which I was mentioning before. As we leave Restaurant Row, this is Hell's Kitchen, by the way. I think since I walked this far, we're just going to keep walking west and go see. We're going to go see the sunset. I went this far. We might as well go the rest of the way. Let's go see the sunset. Jeff says all this food is making me hungry. Yeah, it's making me hungry too. My wife and I have not had dinner yet. I am now super hungry. Yeah, I thought going to Restaurant Row would be fun. I'll tell you guys some of the places we like. There used to be a place called Joe Allen. I was looking for Joe Allen, but I forget if it closed or... A lot of the restaurants in that area really struggled over the last few years for very obvious reasons. It looked like the street's doing pretty well, but I wonder if some individual restaurants may not have made it. Denise, good to see you. Simon asking, what's for dinner in the Bagel household? That is a great question. I do not know the answer to that. I do not know the answer to that just yet. Last night I cooked. pasta with olive oil, garlic, red chili flake, and a caprese salad. Oof, that was good. We have a Whole Foods near us that gets baguette from Balthazar, which is a famous bakery down in Soho, where super expensive, but if you go for brunch, I basically guarantee some celebrity sighting. But they make incredible bread, and for some reason, Whole Foods carries it. And they also carry incredible heirloom tomatoes, which actually have flavor. Really good, really, really good. Oof, I'm so hungry now. I forget which street it's on, but I've told you guys before, sometimes when I'm in this area, there's an outpost of the Sullivan Street Bakery. And honestly, if it's still open when I'm done, I might have to pick some up. But Sullivan Street Bakery makes some of the best bread. Ooh. FDNY coming in hot. So Sullivan Street Bakery, they make kind of Italian baked goods. And they make this potato pizza. It's like potato, onion, and rosemary on this super flat, sort of crispy bread. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. Brenda says, no more Mama Leone. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. But I never went. Mighty Bull, thanks for being with us. Oh, gosh, everybody's talking about dinner now. What have I done? The other thing I get at Sullivan Street Bakery, they make this thing that's sort of like a breadstick rat. Did you guys see the rat running across? They make this thing that's sort of like a breadstick that's got cherry tomatoes like embedded into it. Oh my gosh, that's good. So good. But the best part of all of this is that my beautiful wife, Lisa, is the house bartender. And she makes a very lovely martini. Although I've been meaning to tell her that I've been craving a Negroni. So one of these days I need to make sure we have some, all of our ingredients. Marzan said sunset might be obscured, but I'm seeing in the distance some nice color. So up ahead will be the Intrepid. And I'm thinking if we go just south of the Intrepid, we should be able to see something. So this area, by the way, used to be totally industrial. Lots of factories and warehouses and stuff. It's starting to change. There's now more residential properties. And like right here, Landmark Tavern Bar Restaurant, established 1868. Actually pretty cool. There are some restaurants and stuff, but it's still, it's like, I don't know. A lot of this is still industrial feeling. It's not, doesn't have neighborhood vibes when you go too far west. Andrew's a fan of Peter Luger. Jeff says temperature. So when I left, it was 50 degrees. My guess is it's like 48 or 49. It's not too bad. Ah, Prince Ice. Good to see you. That noise, that is a car wash we just walked by. It's super loud. Marzan says we might be just on time. Ooh, I am happy to hear it. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. I think we got something. I think we got something. Neville's. And did you guys know our Manhattan Mini Storage likes to do saucy advertising? So straight ahead of us will be the Intrepid. To our right is the Manhattan Cruise Terminal. So if you were to go on, let me see if I can remember, Norwegian, Virgin, I think. What was the other one I saw? There's one other at least, but some of the cruise lines operate from this cruise terminal just to our right. Ooh, I see some good colors. That's where we're headed. We'll go to, there's a nice pier right here, so we'll get some good views of the Intrepid as well as the sunset. We just got to get across the West Side Highway first. So this is the cruise port. There's another West Side Highway car wash. And if anybody's ever planning a trip to China, the Chinese embassy is right over there. That's where you go to pick up your, get your visa stamp. Right by 42nd Street. Next to the bowling alley. Prince Ice says, evening looking good. Sun is up for quite a long time these days. It sure is. It's now finally, the other night was 7:15 p.m. Let's see, it's 7:16, so we're probably here right at sundown. But of course, this is like the longest traffic light imaginable. Okay, it should be changing any moment now. Of course, we lost a minute of the sunset due to that. All right, let's head across. And then a reminder, when you get to this side, you pass through a bike lane, and while they're supposed to yield to pedestrians, in my experience, that does not happen. Or very, 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 very seldom. So you gotta be careful. All right, we're good. Marzan says, go on the bridge. Well, if we came earlier, I definitely would have. I think I just want to go to the pier today, though, so we can get as far out as we can onto the water. But that would have been good if we were early. And then as we round the corner, I'll show you guys the Intrepid. Oh, beautiful sights. We're a little late. It would have been fun to watch it come down, but not too shabby. Not too shabby. Ooh, Arjan, that's very kind of you to say. Oh, he says some really nice brush strokes. There's a nice little dog park over here. Oh, look at this guy. He's got a little cast. I'm sorry, pal. Arzan says we're on the saunter path now. I've told many times the west side is so much more pleasant to walk than the east side. We did a live stream, I don't know, a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago, that I titled The Detour Tour, because, and we started at Gracie Mansion. We didn't even start all the way at the top of Manhattan. We started at the Upper East Side. There's all of Harlem. And Inwood, in fact. But the east side, there's just detours constantly. It's all broken up. West side's straight shot. If your legs can manage it, you can walk the length of Manhattan basically on one path. It's beautiful. It's really fun. And you will feel a serious sense of accomplishment if you do that. Marzan says, can you believe that my ship was 4 times the size of the Intrepid? That's incredible. Philo got tired of walking around London, so here for a second time now. Ooh, the capsule's gone. Where? Oh no, there it is. Gosh, gotta take my sunglasses off. Stupid. There's a space capsule. And you can start to see red, white, and blue coming on. Jeff L says, blame it on the UN. So that's part of it. And it's so stupid because you don't have a walking path, but you have a highway running underneath the UN, which at least some of us would argue would seem like as big of a security risk as anything else. But it's not just the UN, it's that it's not in good repair, especially when you get to Harlem, which is unfortunate because it's beautiful up there. And then there's just all these sections, that are, that never were connected. But a lot of it is just neglect, I think. All right, my friends, we're making it all the way over here. So we will see the last bits of the sunset. Denise asks, does that ship move? I don't think so. I think it's permanently here. But that's a good question, whether it's capable of moving. I don't know the answer to that. This is a really fun area during Fleet Week, by the way. You'll see tons of folks from, obviously the Navy, but from, young and old, let's just say that, in uniform, and they do events and private tours and stuff, but you'll see all these folks gathering. It's really cool. And then let me show you Manhattan because the lights are starting to come on. All right. I will pray. I will beg Lisa's forgiveness. Since we're here, let's go see if we can hop on the ferry. We're only going to take it one stop. But let's see if we can hop on the New York City ferry to Battery Park and get you guys some really good views. Since the sun has come down, the city lights will come on. But everybody in the chat has to do me a favor, which is say, I'm sorry, Lisa. Look at that. That is a screenshot right there. That is beautiful. All right, everybody say, I'm sorry, Lisa. Let's go see if we can take a quick ferry ride and get some really nice shots. That is that is a beautiful view. It's just like perfect timing, I guess, like the color. Gorgeous. Thank you guys. I mean, I'm the dummy. I'm pushing back my dinner too. But we'll try to do this quickly. It's just like the perfect time to see the lights come on. Perfect time. And you'll see, we're right near the ferry terminal. Gorgeous. Pier 84. So this is where a lot of the Circle Line boats are and other tour boats. You can also get some at Chelsea Piers a little farther down. And obviously no issues with any of those. But the reason I like the New York City ferry is it's $4. And an even better deal is the Staten Island ferry, which is free. And this one, if you take it all the way to Staten Island, and obviously the Staten Island ferry, it's a little distant, but you get views of the Statue of Liberty. Really nice. Going where we're going, we will see the Statue of Liberty, but I'll have to zoom in to do it. Jeff says, what color is the Empire State Building? That's a good question. I haven't seen it yet. Prince Ice, summing it up, says, the right amount of light making the city shine mystically. Well said. Oh, yep, you are correct. Classic signature white. There it is. We'll actually get another view of it from the boat that won't be obstructed. John Doe, welcome. So we're going to go in this building up ahead. at the far end, there will be a ticket machine. You can also do this on your phone, but I'm using my phone. So I will buy one-way ticket. It will be $4. We will wait for the boat. They scan your ticket and you're good to go. You can sit inside. They have a snack bar. On a summer day, you take the ferry to Rockaway Beach, you buy some beers. You'll have the best time. And it's, again, super affordable. You can go on top, which is what we'll do. And it does get awfully cold up top, but that's how we get the best views. Marzan said the best things are free or affordable. Yep. Totally agree. Totally agree. Can't help with hotels. That's pretty tricky. Food, you know, you can manage reasonably affordably. St. George, 16. Okay, not too bad. We have a 16-minute wait. That's not too bad. So I'll be done in about half an hour or so. Not too bad. Ooh, and Brenda with the $10 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just think of all the ferry rides we can do now. Thank you for that. Here's our ferry ticket machine. Let me get my wallet. Just bear with me a moment while I do this. English, press C. One way. Pay. Please insert. Authorizing. Would you like a receipt? Sure, why not? Okay, there's a ticket. And there's a receipt, just in case. All right. So let me show you the machine really quickly. So all you do, press C, you see how many tickets. You can get a 10-pack for 27 bucks. So that's a good deal. Number of tickets, you could get more, you could get less, hit pay, and you're good to go. You can also, they have an app, so you can do it on your phone, which is what I would normally do. At the moment, our phone is in use. So we're gonna go out on the dock. We probably have, what now? Let's see, 13 minutes to go. So we're gonna hang out for 13 minutes for our boat. Our boat will come over here to slip number 2. In about 13 minutes. So while we do that, let me go get a seat and then I'll catch up on some of the chats because I saw them flying by. In particular, I see Marzan giving us lots of affordable things to do in the city. Museum of Natural History, suggested donations, so pay what you wish. That's awesome. Andrew asking about the Crazy Country Club in Brooklyn. Ooh, don't know about that. Subway pizza and dirty water dogs. I feel like there's always somebody who's like, what is a dirty water dog? Those are the street cart hot dogs. All that noise, by the way, is the pier I'm on moving up and down. So even before you get on the boat, you have to get your sea legs. Oh, it's a beautiful night. Beautiful night. A lot of folks who commute to and from New Jersey use this ferry terminal if they're working in Midtown. Prince Ice says Nightbot is grumpy tonight. Yeah, you know, it's fine. I tried to lighten up Nightbot a little bit, but I don't know. I guess I didn't do the very good job of that. Mostly Nightbot doesn't like too many emojis or capitals because it comes across as kind of spammy. It is really beautiful, the colors. And that's where we were. The red, white, and blue on the Intrepid. We saw the other day, it's like $35 a person for adults. So it's not the cheapest museum, that particular one. But it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Maybe one day I'll try to. We can't live stream because it's like solid metal. Well, this pier is really moving. You could really hear it. So while we're waiting, let me think of some of my favorite things to do in the city that are pretty affordable. In no particular order, just as I think of them. The subway to Coney Island, and then the Coney Island Boardwalk. The Boardwalk is free, and you could go to Nathan's, not super expensive. And if you get off, what is it, 1 or 2 stops before Coney Island, you can go to L&B Spumoni Garden and have some of the best pizza you've ever had. Also not super expensive. I think before we mentioned a bunch of the parks. So obviously Central Park, Prospect Park, the High Line. If you go all the way north Manhattan, you go to Inwood. The Met has an outpost over there called the Cloisters, which is beautiful. It's where they have medieval art, but it's surrounded by a beautiful park, Fort Tryon. And stylish, obviously. 42nd Street, Bryant Park, yes. I mean, there's a million little parks in New York City. Action Kid went to Washington Square Park today. That's one of my favorites because the vibe there is always really fun. Really fun because, you know, it's neighborhood folks, it's still a little village, still a little NYU. It's still got good vibes. Jeff mentions Pelham Bay. I've not been to Pelham Bay, but The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 is one of my favorite movies, or two of my favorite movies. So many. Corona. What is the Flushing Meadow? That's what I was thinking of. Is beautiful. And then you have all the museums, obviously. So the Met, that's my favorite. You could spend days in the Met and not see the whole thing. Marzon was mentioning the American Museum of Natural History, which has a new, they're opening like a whole new building soon. It's crazy. It's like a $400 million building, so I can't wait to see what's going on at that place. I'm sure it's going to be incredible. The New York Historical Society, next door to the American Museum of Natural History, has a deli exhibit right now, which I really am hoping, I need to get over there. I really want to see that before it goes. And then on the east side, so just north of the Met, you have the Museum of the City of New York. That's a really fun one. And not super busy most of the time. There's a famous stretch of Fifth Avenue, basically from the Frick north, and the park runs until 110th Street. That's called Museum Mile. So there's the Frick, there's the Met, there's the Noya, Cooper Hewitt, the Jewish Museum, Museum of the City of New York, Museo del Barrio, and the Africa Center, and I think I might be missing one, but there's like a whole stretch of museums on Fifth Avenue. And then Stylish Money, again, yes, the Brooklyn Bridge. That is my favorite bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. But if we were downtown right now, I would not tell you to walk the Brooklyn Bridge, I would tell you to walk the Manhattan Bridge, because you get to see the Brooklyn Bridge from the Manhattan Bridge. And Marzan says, Museum of City of New York City Fire Museum, which I walked by it once and it was closed. I think that was like a pandemic thing. New York City Fire Museum, Queens Museum of Art, New York Historical Society, all suggested donations. Get out there. Yes, this is very good advice. And if you're a New York resident or in New York State, a lot of things that have prices are, for New Yorkers at least, suggested donation. It also turns out if you're a member of the New York Public Library, which is free, through that you can get lots of tickets to things. Ali says, does the New York Botanic Garden cost a lot? So there's at least two. There's the Brooklyn Botanic Garden. I think the last time I was there was $18. And then there's the New York Botanical Garden in the Bronx, and it's been a long time since I've been there, and I'm afraid I don't remember the price. But that one's fun because you're right near Arthur Avenue, which is the Bronx's Little Italy. I think this is our boat, by the way. Jeff W., have a wonderful evening. Thanks for being with us. Is this our boat? Looks like a New York City ferry. Yeah, I think that's probably ours. Get my ticket handy before I lose track of that. There we go. Let's put that in this pocket. Let's put this in this pocket. Yeah, this is our boat coming in for a landing. And I see two other people. After seeing so many people today, now there's nobody. So this is the boat we'll be taking. It goes, it has 3 stops total, this route. Although I really do wish it went farther up to Harlem. That would be really fun. To the Harlem Piers. But for now, at least, it goes from here. The next stop is Battery Park City. And then the last stop is St. George, which is Staten Island. So we're gonna, what they'll do, they'll let folks off. And I guess we'll find out if anybody gets off. It looks kind of dead. And then they'll take our tickets and we'll get on. We'll get on top. And we will take it just one stop tonight, just to get some nice views of the city as the skyline comes alive. And that'll be it for us. I got a hot dinner date with the wife. All right, my friends, we'll be boarding momentarily. Four people getting off. It is a quiet night. Hello. Thank you. Penelope, good to see you. Penelope says, quick hello. So Sean, Lisa, and the mini bagel. Been lurking while cleaning in the kitchen, taking a quick break. Hey, thanks for being here. This is the, so it's obviously closed right now. I guess it's kind of late. But this is the snack bar. Let's get upstairs. So, unless it's really, really, really nice out, the people downstairs are commuting, it looked like. And so since it's really cold, we're the only people upstairs. They still get the nice views, but this way we can walk around, we can point the camera, won't be obstructed. This will be fun. And you can see it's already gotten much darker over the last 15 minutes. So we're gonna get some really nice views. It's gonna get loud. I do have the wind muff thing on, so I'll narrate a little bit, but it gets very hard for me to like hear what I'm saying. But I'll narrate a little bit as we go. But just be prepared. There's the beginning of loud noises. All right, and away we go. And in a moment, you should see a beautiful view of the Empire State Building. What am I saying? This is the Hudson Yards area right in front of us. This is Midtown, sort of 40s and up. This is Hudson Yards, 30s down. And there you go. The Empire State Building, signature white. Lower Manhattan in the distance. You can even see the Verrazano. New Jersey, One World Trade Center. Hard for me to point, but in the middle of the frame is One Vanderbilt. There's a little more of the Empire State Building. Beautiful tonight. I like the colors, but I think signature white is, for me, my favorite. Coming up to Chelsea Piers. All right, let's say goodbye to Midtown. You can see the Empire State Building. You can see a tiny bit of the Chrysler Building popping up. Now we're entering Chelsea Piers, Pier 57, the rooftop park. Little Island. And then, of course, Lower Manhattan. That's where we're headed. We're going to get off at the Battery Park City stop. And as we pull in just a little while, you really get the most incredible views of the World Trade Center. Yeah, exactly. It's the same view as the Circle Line, but $4. Hey, Vinyl, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's one Vanderbilt in blue. Ah, beautiful night. We did a ferry ride on the East River the other day. That was really cold. This is cold, but this is not bad. This is not too bad. Let me see if we can. Let me see if I can show you the Statue of Liberty. It's hard to do it while we're moving, but let me do my best. Hold on. All right. Really hard while we're moving, but at 6x magnification, that's the Statue of Liberty. And there's at 1x. So beautiful New Jersey on this side with the Statue of Liberty. And then beautiful Lower Manhattan on this side. The harbor, the Verrazano in the distance. And again, I think this is one of the best deals in New York City. $4. And you can stay on this, take this to Staten Island, and this runs a little closer to the statue. The closest is the Circle Line, if you want to really see the Statue of Liberty, but this runs closer to the statue than the Staten Island Ferry. So what you do is you take this to Staten Island, and then you take the Staten Island Ferry back. Lisa, you missed it. I had everybody in the chat beg your forgiveness. We're just taking it, we're taking it just this one stop, and then I'm heading back. Oh, beautiful. But yes, if you did have more time, I would take this to Staten Island. It's right next to the Staten Island Ferry, so you just walk a little ways over, and then the Staten Island Ferry back. The views from the Staten Island Ferry of Manhattan coming from the south are really amazing. We'll do that another time. Lisa was doing the bedtime routine, so kiddo should be passed out now. This is the Hudson River, so you can take, there's a bunch of routes on the East River. My favorite of all, though, is to Rockaway Beach. On a really nice, like, summer day, you take that ride out to the Rockaways and just buy a few beers. You'll have such a good time. But yeah, we've done a bunch of ferry rides, so if you ever go into our channel and just type in ferry, you'll see New York City ferry rides and a handful of Staten Island ferry rides. But this is like the screenshot, right? This is the screenshot. Ah, Mexican for dinner. I think I foresee a margarita in my future. That sounds nice. There was supposed to be a route to Coney Island, but I think last I read, it's been canceled, which I'm really sad about because that would be incredible. There's a certain charm in taking the subway to Coney Island, but the vast majority of it is underground, as subways tend to do. When you get closer to Coney Island, it actually comes out and you can see. It's really fun, but for the most part, it's underground. It would be fun to take a boat ride like this to Coney Island. So in the meantime, Rockaway. That is my big recommendation. Because it's a nice boat ride. It's a long ride, so you can really get comfortable. Grab some snacks, a couple beers. It's a really fun time. I used to tell people like when Lisa and I would do it, it's like the best $20 you could spend, where you'd spend $5 on the tickets, because it used to be $2.75. It was so stupid. They were losing so much money on the ferry. So it used to be, $5 would get you a couple tickets, and you spend the rest on drinks. Yeah, Shiva. Dutch, one of our favorite live streamers, he does a lot from Coney Island and Bay Ridge. And if it just didn't, the thing with Coney Island for me is it takes me an hour plus to get there and to get back. So I just haven't had a ton of time to get out there, but it's high on my to-do list. I really want to just walk the Coney Island boardwalk once things warm up a little bit. Deborah asks, how long is the Rockaway ride? I think it's 45 minutes from Pier 11. Pier 11's on Wall Street, on the east side. That's like the main. Let me zoom in on the statue again, since we're much closer. Pier 11 is kind of the main ferry point. Sorry, when I'm really zoomed in, it's very hard to stay on something when we're moving. But that is the beautiful Statue of Liberty. I'm doing my best to keep it in the frame. Yeah, Jeff, they sell beer, they sell wine. And then last time we were on, I noticed they do have coffee. If coffee, they have soda, they have water. Much easier to keep this building in frame. All right, so here's where we're getting off. So I'm going to start to say my goodbyes, folks. Big thank you to everybody for hanging on out with us. Thank you to the mods. At the very least, I know we had Nabul and Prince Ice. Thank you for that. Thank you, Brenda, for the super chat. And Simon. And to everybody who watched, thanks for hanging on out with us. We always love hanging out with you guys. I do have one recorded walk coming up. I walked down Park Avenue, and then I walked around Grand Central and the new Long Island Railroad terminal at Grand Central, called Grand Central Madison. Ooh, an LEL burger, a $9.99 super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you 10 times over. Really appreciate that. And that's about it for the recorded videos. But if you're new around here, I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos, so hopefully you find something you like. Here we are coming in. So just that one recording, and then, in the next handful of days, we'll go live again for more adventures from here in New York City. on the boat. Oh, in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Living. Hey, thanks very much. With the $4.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 5 times over. Thanks for being with us. Thanks everybody for the support. So I'm going to take the subway. I'm going to walk in just a little bit, not out of the way, but I'm just going to walk in a little bit because I'm doing some network tests right now. By the way, that's the Irish Hunger Memorial. Incredibly beautiful and moving. So just for a moment though, I'm going to walk by Brookfield Place where we usually have really bad network issues, and I want to see if this works any better today. And it's on the way to my subway anyhow. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging on out with us today. Feel free to check out some of our other videos. Leave a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And Flowing Happy with the $10 super chat. Hey, Flowing Happy, thank you, thank you. 10 times over to Flowing Happy. Flowing Happy has covered many of our copyright bills. But thanks everybody for the support and the encouragement. Ooh, this is definitely working better. I mean, the problem is this is not the best test because it's 8 o'clock here and there's nobody around. It would be a better test if things were congested over here. For more context, normally we use T-Mobile, and today we're using Verizon. But really where things break is this cove. So let's go see if the cove breaks. And Kendall Jr., you guys are crazy. Crazy generous. Kendall, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 5 times over. And Swanky. From me and Justin Norell, we've both been watching A Great Walk, thank you. Hey, 15 Australian dollars. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 15 times over. Thank you, everybody. As we do our silly little network test, you guys are far too generous. So this is usually where our phone craps out. This is Brookfield Place, by the way, like an upscale mall. You can see the trees inside. And then when I get just a little farther, I'm going to start to point the camera up. That's a pretty good angle of One World Trade Center. Ooh, I have not seen the connection slip at all. So this definitely works better over here than normal. This is good to know. This is good to know. But again, there's like nobody out, so we'll have to do this again when it's really busy. All right, so let's pop out here. Basically, I have to walk from here to Broadway. Is the Mighty Bull still on? This is called Pump House Park. And it's not blooming yet, but I don't know if you guys remember pictures. This gets filled with tulips. The whole thing gets filled with tulips. It's so beautiful. And then this little park right here, this is called Pump House Park. And it's a literal name, meaning the buildings around here use Hudson River water as part of their air conditioning system. So there's pumps underneath this area pulling in water that they use to cool things off around here. And thus, Pump House Park. Connie remembers. Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of getting stuff together. It's not like they're just starting the plantings. So over the next, month or so, I'm sure we'll come back and see some really amazing stuff. Oh yeah, that's gonna be really good. All right, well so far so good on the test front. I'm not super surprised. Everybody says Verizon is the best in New York City. My wife and I have tried different networks and have had mixed experiences, but live streaming is its own animal entirely, because you're going from tower to tower to tower to tower. Penelope, are we going to go tiptoe through the tulips? Oh, that's so funny. When I post the Park Avenue video, you'll see there will be tulips, but they're not there yet. There will also be cherry blossoms. Things are just beginning to start. Just beginning to start. That guy really didn't need a honk. That was rude. This is Liberty Street. So that's One World Trade. Liberty Park, right over here. And the memorial is over here. I know, I think Ange from Yo Ange uses AT&T. And honestly, I think she has very few buffers. Most people use Verizon, and there's sort of predictable areas where it slows down. But I think today was a pretty good, I think today went pretty well. We also used it when we were in Central Park, but Central Park is tough for every network. Central Park is just tough in general. So the memorial is closed. Not that we have time anyways, but just noticing that. It does give me a chance to see very briefly Survivor Tree, which we noticed the buds starting to come out. Beautiful. If you've never been up there, that's called Liberty Park. It's never very busy, even when the memorial over here is filled with people. And I really recommend it. You get great views up there. And obviously there's a number of things to see up there. My favorite of which, personally, there's an Anne Frank tree. If you want to see this area during the daytime, we posted a video like 2 weeks ago. So if you just go into our channel, we have a tour of this area. That sound is they're pulling up the barrier here. All right, we're gonna finish at the Oculus because I think we will call Marzan. Yes, it's 100% free. The parks are all free. It's the gardens. You know, like the botanic gardens. Those are the ones that cost money. But of course, there is one park that I try not even to speak of because I just find it so obnoxious. But there is one park we can't go to, which is, of course, Gramercy Park. The most snobbish thing that I can think of in New York City. A private park that just about, if you ever go by, you might see 4 people using ever. The most obnoxious site in New York City, I think. When I go by, I try not even really to film it because the whole thing is so stupid to me and obnoxious. Brenda found out the hard way. She asked me a very innocent question about that park and was probably not expecting the answer I gave. Marzan says, unless you stay at the Gramercy Hotel, which we will not be doing. It says, baby's awake, so I'm off, Sean. It'd be great to eat soon. Yes, we are signing off now. I already said my goodbyes, so I'll just say quickly, thanks to everybody for being with us. Thanks for hanging on out. From 5th Avenue and the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Central Park Zoo, and the chimes of the Delacorte clock, to a Melissa McCarthy movie set at Grand Army Plaza, specifically the Pulitzer Fountain, MoMA, Times Square, the Intrepid, and the New York City Ferry. We had quite the whirlwind tour tonight. So thanks everybody for hanging on out. Thanks for exploring this fair city with us. Signing off from Oculus here in Lower Manhattan. Wishing everybody a great night. We'll see you again sometime real soon. Next video will be Park Avenue. After that, we'll go live sometime. So hit the notification bell because with no lies whatsoever, we truly never know when we're going to go live next. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you sometime soon. Take care. Denise, Simon, Liz, Penelope, Shiva, Deborah, Ramona, Marzan, Vinyl, Chris MG from Granada, Ramona, Stylish Bunny, Brenda, my beautiful wife Lisa, Deborah, and many, 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 many more. Take care, everybody. See you again soon. Bye.